Well, boys, we're just going to jump right on in here. We got the preview for match week 17. A full weekend of Premier League football kicks off on a Friday. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That's Brad over there. He supports Chelsea. Down below, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham Hotspurs. Before we jump into this conversation, though, if you've just stumbled across this video, if YouTube graced you with this recommendation, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. This is a weekly look at the Premier League. We're three friends who support different clubs, and we're obviously Americans, so that's a different perspective on that entirely if you're from across the pond.
Speak for yourself.
Apparently Sean is fake Irish.
Can you keep that the whole? I bet you can't keep that for the whole.
You need to do it.
Absolutely no.
Oh, there we go. It's in. He's committed. Don't look at any of our past videos. Drop a comment down below. All those things that the internet people ask you to do. If you're on the podcast sites, if you're listening to us on audio, thank you. And subscribe, follow, 5-star, whatever your platform so allows. We very much appreciate it. So, okay, what we got here for you guys? We've got a preview, match week 17. All of those games are scrolling along the bottom in this super fancy ticker tape that Sean has, always creates for us. But before we get too deep, it's been about 6 games, maybe about 5 weeks, 6 games worth have been played since we last looked at the Premier League table. And if I can maybe remind everyone a little bit of who was at the top of the Premier League table the last time.
We can skip. But we can skip the new table.
It was Tottenham was first. Do you guys think that Tottenham will still be first?
This is not Blues Clues. Tottenham are not first.
No, they are not. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp and his new regen midfield, first position. Second is Arsenal, 1 point behind. Aston Villa, maybe surprise of the season so far, but Aston Villa is up to third. Manchester City is it more surprising that Aston Villa is third or that Manchester City is fourth?
City fourth, I think.
I think it's more surprising that Tottenham is fifth.
Yeah, well, maybe based on the fact that the last time we looked at it, what have you guys picked up? 4 points since we last looked at the Premier League table?
4 points in 6 games. Yeah, it's a rough stretch.
That's not good. We got the Uniteds following in 6th and 7th. Brighton and Hove Albion are in 8th. 9th is West Ham. 10th is Fulham. If I'm not mistaken, Chelsea were 10th last time we looked at the table, no?
Yep.
Probably somewhere there.
They have fallen to 12th. Now, interesting anecdote about Chelsea. They lost last weekend to Everton. Everton, with a 10-point penalty, are only 6 points behind 12th place Chelsea. And assuming, hold on, let's take this next level because I just thought about this.
If they had their 10 points back, they would be 10th.
They would be 10th, free and clear 10th.
What?
They'd be free and clear 10th.
9th. Oh yeah, they'd be 10th. Yep, sorry.
Brad's trying to give some interest rate points.
Right, 13 plus 10 is 23. I'm just letting you know.
Which is more than 24, bro.
All right. But here's the real question, Brad. Everton have amassed more points than Chelsea have this year.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Terrible.
Everton Football Club.
Bruh.
Looking at the relegation zone.
2023 has been the worst year of Chelsea.
We will get the full thoughts on this in a second, but Luton, Burnley, Sheffield, the 3 promoted teams are currently residing in the relegation zone. But Brad, you think this is the worst? 2023 is the worst year for Chelsea Football Club?
38 games. Ask me how many points we've gotten.
In 38 games. So you're talking calendar year 2023.
Yes.
Oof. You guys were dismal.
27.
It might be less than that. Well,
it's 38.
It's 38. Now.
It's 38. It's a point per game is what we are averaging for the year 2023.
How many points?
Absolutely dreadful.
How many points per dollar or points per pound is that? What is the breakdown?
77.26 million per point.
Is that really what it is?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
But it's sounding good.
You have 38 points. You guys spent like 100. Well, no, you got Enzo last January and Mudryk. That was like 200 together.
My phone calculator doesn't even calculate it.
You have to turn it sideways, my guy.
And then how much you spend this summer? You spent like another 200 million this summer, at least. Was it more
Probably
than that, Brad?
three-ish.
It was
Probably
like
three-ish.
So let's say you spent a cool five. Now we're not doing net spend. We're just doing
Right, what we spent.
Gross spent. Let's say you spent 500 million pounds on players this in this calendar year.
13 million a point. 13.157 a point.
Oh,
1 million a point. Yeah, 13.1 milli per point. That's impressive.
Is that correct? That doesn't sound right, Brad. Saying 13 million?
Why would it not sound correct? 38. 50 points would have been 10 million.
All right. That's fine.
12 from that.
Close enough. All right. I'm down with that. As you can see, math is not the predominant
strong suit of any of us on Record Radio.
$31,578,947 per point.
That's just wrong. Okay.
That's so wrong. Wait, did you do it from the billion?
Yeah, 1.2 billion in the last year.
Like 18 months.
No. Oh, 18 months, yes.
But I mean, it's not like you guys amassed that many more points from the beginning of last summer.
Correct.
I mean, like, what did it took? Like Thomas Tuchel had like 11 points or something like that. Well, and
Thomas Tuchel had almost half of our points from last year.
These are the same players. You spent that money on the team that's on the field.
We couldn't hear you. So I'm just going to assume that you were just saying something wrong.
You spent that money on the players that are on the field. That $1.2 billion counts.
Yeah,
they're on the field right now.
We're talking just calendar year of 2023, from January 1st, 2023 until 12. What was our last game?
It's 10th? These are arbitrary timelines
things that
we're
doing. Yes,
I don't mind doing the math based off 1.2 billion. I'm fine with that as well. But then I think if we do that, we also have to include the 6 months from previous.
Well, if we do it my way, then they spent more per point than we spent on Vicario.
That's
31
no, because we finished with over 40 points. We finished 44. If we're doing from
how many points did you guys get last year?
40 something, low 40s.
42.
42 plus 19. Let's just say it was 42. You have 61 points.
44. Sorry, it was 44.
Okay, so you have 63 points over the course of the last 18 months so far, and then so 63 divided by 1.2 billion. Go for it.
Want it.
This is riveting podcast comp,
isn't it?
I gotta turn it sideways.
19 million.
Well, that's not better. That's not better.
It's not amazingly better, no. But it's not the 31 million he was trying to say we did.
Chelsea are so bad. That's awful.
This has been our worst year, like, since I've been a fan. So, like, yeah, I just need 2023 to be in the rear view.
Chelsea are spending 20 million pounds for every point they get set.
Bro, could you imagine?
Just as much money as we spent on Vicario, by the way.
Could you imagine if Chelsea lose this weekend to Sheffield?
Bro, I'm here for it. I'm
not. We need to win.
Well, that was not. So I told you guys beforehand I was not going to look at the games you highlighted, Brad. That was not one of them.
It was not. But I was bringing us back to that, away from the Chelsea spending.
You also didn't highlight the Nottingham Forest Spurs match.
I did not.
Interesting. You have highlighted here Arsenal versus Brighton and Hove Albion. What do you think about this match, Brad? Levels. Oh, interesting.
Ooh. I think it's got some spice on there. See what De Zerbi can do against Arteta. I think it's an interesting managerial matchup.
I think it's a really interesting matchup to watch. I'm hoping that Arteta does the right thing and gives Trossard the start.
Well, he played Trossard today against PSV or at the Champions League midweek, and Trossard did not play particularly well. Now, I'll give you a little bit more context. Martinelli and Saka traveled with the team. Martinelli did not. Martinelli might be injured. It's unclear. So it's possible that Trossard just is the only option on the left-hand side.
But they don't go. They flip the field, they don't go head to head. But the Trossard Matoma thing will be really interesting because they are extremely similar. Like let's be honest, in the way they play, they both are extremely eager to take defenders on. They both are extremely clinical. I enjoy watching Matoma, and I really enjoy watching Trossard. So
Matoma's on the left wing for Brighton, right?
And that's what, yeah, and that's what. So they don't go.
He was the replacement. Yeah, Matoma was the replacement for Trossard.
When you flip the field, they don't go head to head.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what Arteta chooses in the back four for Arsenal. So assuming Tomiyasu, Ben White, and Zinchenko are all fit, who are the two that he selects? Does he select Tomiyasu to shut down Matoma, or does he select Ben White on the right and put Tomiyasu on the left? I think it's probably more likely that he plays Tomiyasu on the right and Zinchenko on the left, and tries to
just for
defense.
physicality,
defensive capability. Tomiyasu is an incredible defender. I don't think he's quicker than Ben White, but he's an incredible man-to-man defender. He's better at man-to-man defending.
Okay, right. I'm not saying.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean by speed. I meant like
agility.
Tomiyasu, can keep up with Matoma better than Ben White. Ben White's fast, but he kind of like stumbles.
See, I was thinking the opposite. That Ben White, you want somebody a little bit lighter on their feet, and Tomiyasu's a big dude. It's not that he's not light on his feet. He is very athletic, but Ben White is just more athletic. He's just lighter on his feet than Tomiyasu.
I think it's an interesting question. Like it's
not as big of a person.
It's interesting that there's such different player profiles between those two.
That's why earlier when we were talking about the Udogie contract, that is the next 7 years, I posed the question that nobody interacted with. That how many actual left backs in the Premier League can you name better than Udogie? Like Robertson right off jump. Chilwell's always injured. James, are you taking Chilwell over Udogie?
You just said who is better. You didn't say
Arsenal. Okay, well, you know what? Joe Cole's better than.
So,
he's 40 something.
I have not watched Udogie specifically with enough intent to be able to say one way or the other. But you gotta like the Premier League has kind of been moving to this like 3 or 4 center back situation where you just play center back. Like all of the really good teams are playing 4 really athletic center backs. And so, am I taking him over Akanji or Ake or
well, that was my point. Was when I was thinking through when I got to Arsenal. Zinchenko is kind of a left back, but is he really? No, he's kind of a left wing or left mid. He's not really
he's actually just like a center midfielder. Like he plays 10. He plays 10 for Ukraine. Zinchenko is such a weird. He might be like the Swiss Army knife of Swiss. But
when Arsenal are healthy, they play Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba across the back.
Yeah,
when they're healthy.
Yeah.
So they don't play a left back. They don't even play a right back. I guess Ben White technically is a right back. Now he's played there long enough. I guess you could call him a right back, but he's not really a right back.
Yeah. And Tomiyasu's not really a left back either.
And City don't play a left or right back. Well, they do a little bit of right back, but
I might make a shot for Luke Shaw over.
I throw out Matty Cash, maybe Matty Cash.
Matty Cash hasn't been playing.
You can't name what I was getting at is other than Andy Robinson, you can't name a lot of left backs better. Maybe Livramento, but he's really young. Like we don't have a lot to go on for Livramento.
Yeah. I mean,
but you can't name a ton of names before you get to Udogie.
I think if we eliminate Udogie from that conversation, though, then generally speaking, the three of us are not naming a lot of left backs that appear outside of our teams or the big six.
No.
It's just not good.
I don't think it's a super deep position. Okay, I would say this. I would have taken Kieran Tierney over Udogie if Tierney was still in the league.
He's never available, and neither is Chilwell.
He's on loan.
Yeah, I mean, well, he also did destroy his knee at Sociedad a couple months ago, so he's also not available right now. But
yeah,
I don't think I'm personally taking Ben Chilwell over Udogie. Just I don't rate Ben Chilwell. Generally speaking.
Ben Chilwell. You had like
hate is strong. I don't hate him. I just don't rate him. Were we like? Am I taking Dan Burn over? Like we're talking. It's funny. We talk about like really agile and athletic center backs.
And Dan Burns isn't a left back.
Dan Burn is not agile, but he's playing left back.
Maybe they just discerned that the left back is just a useless position, and we might as well stick a center back out there.
Maybe.
I mean, well, yeah. Well, I mean, also everybody's trying to copy Pep's 3-2-2-3, like box in the middle thing. That's what Trent does. That's what Zinchenko does on the left, and Ben White's on the right. Like it's right. Like
I mean, yeah. Like a lot of teams are playing.
That's why Colwell's playing left back.
A lot of teams are
on the right.
A lot of teams are playing an inverted fullback. So I don't know. That's a good question. It's very, very far away from the Arsenal Brighton conversation, but
we went all the way to left field.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Back, if you will.
We should probably just move on to the Liverpool Manchester United match. This is arguably the biggest matchup in England. I think honorable mentions in terms of like biggest matchups is really just like the North London Derby here. You got Liverpool, Manchester United, and then the North London Derby, and I think that those are like the two biggest.
Then it's just then it's just like regional. Like those are like that's like Michigan, Ohio State, Duke, UNC, and then it's a drop off.
Obviously, like the North London Derby is like is a very regional thing, but it transcends that to a large degree.
Yeah.
Because it is such a heated rivalry. But Liverpool first, United are like 6th or something, like 5th or 6th, wherever the hell they are. They're 6th. But United are playing so very poorly right now.
Yeah.
They don't have a shot, right?
They are getting smacked down. Like this might be another like 7-1, 7-2 game.
You think?
Nothing would make Jimmy happier than if they back to back just absolutely slapped them.
I don't like.
I have an issue with this though. We need Ten Hag in this position for as long as we can keep him, and if they get embarrassed at Anfield, he could get sacked.
For the same time in for twice in the calendar year.
I think what we need here is a gritty 4-4 draw, where Liverpool are scoring goals and Manchester United is fighting back, and United take the lead, and then Liverpool come back and draw it. But United show heart and they show fight, and they're fighting for the badge and they're fighting for the manager, and they walk out of Anfield from the league leaders with a point, and they're proud of themselves.
You just are rooting for everybody to draw.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Here's what's really gonna happen. United's gonna get a cheeky goal early on.
Okay.
0-1 until like the 77th minute when Liverpool decides to play and score their 4 goals. It's gonna finish 4-1.
Oh wow, you think? No, I don't.
That's what Liverpool's been doing.
Yeah, but I don't think
it might be 3-1. Sorry, I might have gone more 4, but I think it's 3-1.
I don't. Well, that was my issue with the number of goals that you're giving Liverpool is not my issue. My issue is them waiting until the 77th minute to start scoring.
Tell me I've been wrong.
You're wrong. They scored 4 goals against Fulham last week, and they didn't wait till the 77th minute to.
They scored 3 of them.
Okay, that's fine.
They scored 2 in the 90th minutes.
Yes, agreed. I'm not disputing that.
Most of their goals come later in the game.
They scored. Well, I guess they had an own goal on Leno, but I don't know the context. So maybe that's a Liverpool goal. Well, not according to Sean. That's obviously an undeserved goal.
Undeserved.
Fake. fake goal. But McAllister scored in the 40th minute, so they had 2 goals by 40 minutes. I'm just throwing that out there.
And when were the other 2 goals scored?
In the 87th and 88th minute.
Oh, okay. When they were, it was 2-3.
Yeah, they were losing.
Yeah.
And then they were winning within a minute of each other.
Yeah.
So you think it's going to end 4-1, 3-1 for Manchester United? I think it's going to end 4-4. Liverpool, excuse me. I think it's going to end 4-4. Sean, what do you see in this game?
Oh, it's 7-1 again. Liverpool are just going to absolutely lambaste them, baste them in goals.
Watch Manchester United actually show up for this.
They could. I mean,
doesn't matter if they show up. They're not good enough. They're not good enough.
Sean, what do we say about the North London Derby? Every year. Form does not matter.
Yeah, but skill and class does. They're not good enough.
That's the right answer. No, they're not. They're not good enough. Onana is not good enough. Onana is a donkey.
Salah might have a double hat trick.
Oh my! We didn't even address the fact that the Manchester United's captain got a silly yellow card against Bournemouth to be suspended for this match. Bruno's suspended for this match.
There's James, not to ruin your draw bid here, but there is one team that has not drawn this year. They've either won or lost.
It's Manchester United. Yeah, I know. They could get another. I'm okay with a Manchester United win as well. I'm fine with that. Because I'm sure we didn't touch on this about the Arsenal match, but I'm fairly certain that Arteta will have a touchline ban for this Brighton game. Because word on the street at the time of recording this podcast, the FA has not announced the findings of their hearing with Mikel over his comments after the Newcastle match. But word on the street is that's supposed to be happening for us, as we're in the past from you guys right now. It's tomorrow. So word on the street is that those are supposed to be announced tomorrow, and I don't see a world where Arteta's not banned for 3 games or less, or 3 games. Like I think he's at minimum banned for at least 3 games. So
silly.
Which part, the ban or what Arteta said?
Yes,
the ban. Yeah, the ban is very silly. What did he say that was that bad? He said he was embarrassed and that it was an embarrassing result, and it was embarrassing refereeing. But we're not talking about that because we swore a blood oath to never talk about it ever again. But so like that was I don't know why I felt compelled to bring. Because we're going to Anfield after this, and the conspiracy theorists on Arsenal Twitter have been saying that the FA has been dragging their feet on this to ban Arteta at Anfield as well.
Wow.
So.
The spice.
Other honorable mentions. Newcastle Fulham. We got a very depleted Newcastle against flying high Fulham. Burnley Everton.
10 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, Burnley Everton. Everton are on a tear, but they have to go to Burnley to Turf Moor. We'll see if Vincent Kompany can hold it down. And then I think that's probably it. Is this is Chelsea Sheffield a relegation rumble?
Relegation 27-pointer? We might look back at it and say that, but
it's not.
Not right now.
It's certainly not. But that's only
Sheffield is bottom of the table, so Pensioners FC coming again.
We have 3 generationally bad teams. But Chris Wilder, hey, he's back, man. Maybe he can
got a result. Last week.
Save the boys. That's all we got for you guys tonight. Make sure you check out some Premier League football this weekend. Starts on Friday with Spurs Forest from the Forest Ground, whatever their stadium's called.
I think it's City Grounds.
Yeah, I think it's the City Grounds. And then it ends with Liverpool Manchester United. It's probably 11:30 Eastern Standard Time in America, or daylight time. I don't know where we are right now. But hit us up on Twitter. That is at KSBradG over there. Down below, that's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, you can reach us on X at redcard_radio. Watch some football this weekend. Jump in the comments. Let us know what you think. And we will chat with y'all next week. Have a good one.